Hey friends, good afternoon, happy Monday. So I wanted to come on real quick and show you that I started my English paper piecing mystery quilt along. For me, I got the clue Sunday night, and I'm doing mine on 3/4 inch hexagon pieces, which is very tiny. It's 3/4 inches, and they measure it from the sides. So the colors that I am using, there will be a blue, a yellow, green, white, pink, and then a dark purple. And so this is what my clue so far will be. I have this much more to add for the blues, and then there is, I think, 2 more rounds. So the next round will be pink after the blue, and then it looks like it'll be purple and yellow will be the final one. So I've been working on that. I pulled that out, then I stopped to go get my walk-in, and I've been working on my garden. I had to order some more peas and stuff, but I've been working on my garden. So this is the garden layout right here, and just trying to figure out where everything needs to go and how much plants I would need in each one. So we have them measured out, so then I can figure out how many plants to put in each one. So I've been working on that. I did start some seeds. I'm just trying to flip this over. That was last year's. So I did start some seeds. I have the onions going. So I started all those February 10th. Celery and cabbage. The cabbage I started technically maybe a week early. But celery and cabbage I started on the 19th. The onions on the 10th, and they're all coming up. And the 3 different begonias on the 19th. So, and the rest, the winter sowing, I did all those flowers there. So, and I got on Johnny's website, I see a calculator here. It is Johnny's Seeds, and it's under the Growers Library, and it's a seed starting date calculator. So once you put in your last frost date, then it tells you when your seeds, different seeds, I got 3 pages here, should be started, and that's kind of what I've been going by. So for instance, it says my cabbage takes 4 to 6 weeks. It says number of weeks to start seeds before setting out into your garden, basically. So it says 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost. You can start them anywhere from March 2nd to March 16th, and then time to plant them relative to the frost-free date of May 11th is 4 weeks before, so it tells me April 13th. So I did that, but they also have a calculator to tell me how many seeds that I need per row and stuff. So I just went and looked up seed quantity calculator, but they also have guidelines for starting seeds indoors and growing information and stuff. So that's what I've been working on, is the seed quantity calculator, and how many plants I can fit into each raised bed. Hey there. So that is helping me, so I know how many celery plants I can fit into the one area I want to put it, or how many broccolis and cabbages, and how many green bean seeds I would need for my 4-5 foot rows, and peas and all that stuff. So I have not input tomatoes yet, because I have two types of tomatoes. I have Romas, a new type of Roma to me that's supposed to, instead of like last year's, they come on when they want to. This one will give me, supposedly, they'll all come on at once, and then you pick them all off, and then they'll come on again before they don't do anymore, but they produce a lot. So that's what I'm trying. I'm also going to grow regular tomatoes for, what was I growing regular tomatoes for? Oh, for like our diced tomatoes and stuff like that. So, and tomato juice and stuff like that. So this year I'm not going to do acorn squash. I'm not going to do butternut squash. We can get those pretty reasonable so far down at the farmers market. But I am going to plant what they're called butterscotch or butterbush squash, which is a mini butternut squash. So I'm going to plant some of those, so he has some, because I'm not really a big squash eater, but you know, he really likes his squash, loves acorn squash. We just don't have room for everything. So, and I've tried growing them for the last 2 years, and they only get so big. They're not really big, and so, but and last year I did 2 beds full of 2 different potatoes. And I told him, I said, I don't want to do that this year. I only want to do the one big bed, which is like a 10-foot area by, excuse me, 10 foot by 3 foot area. So, because we never grow enough potatoes to get us through, we grow enough to get us through 4 months, maybe 5. But I'm discovering on the potatoes, I've been planting them too late. So if I get them in soon enough, then they should be ready by the 4th of July, and I might be able to do another round of potatoes in that bed before the last frost, or the first frost in October. And if they get a little frosty or a little snow on them, that's okay, because you can go out and dig them up out of the soil. So but yeah, so that's kind of what I've been working on today. Nothing exciting really. Sorry, no vlog Friday. I just didn't have it in me. We went out to celebrate my brother's retirement, and we went to Applebee's, and Applebee's wasn't that great of food, but it wasn't about the food. It was about being with my brother. And my mom was there, my sister, and my brother and his wife and their daughter, and Jerry and I, and my other mom, Rose. And so we were all sitting there, and we were there probably a good hour, hour and a half. And by the time we got back home, I went to record something, and I was just tired, because I don't know, I was just tired, so I didn't put it up. And then Saturday, we were going to have hamburgers for supper, so I tried a freshly milled flour recipe, and on hamburger and hot dog buns, but I did all hamburger buns, so there was 12 of them. And they turned out so good, and they tasted so good. So I left 4 out, 2 for the hamburgers, and then we're going to have sloppy joes tonight, so we'll do the other 2, and then the rest are in the freezer. And so for being the first time of doing that, they are super soft, they taste good. The wheat taste is not overpowering, it's just like your light wheat. So I did do that. And then Sunday, I just been hungry for English muffin bread, and I've used one recipe and I've made it 3 times, and every time it doesn't raise very much. And I tried it yesterday, and I should not have been baking yesterday because I oiled the pan. I put the cornmeal on the sides and bottom, but the bread didn't come out. Now I used regular olive oil. I did not use the baking spray, or the spray, thinking that that should be okay. It wasn't, and then it wasn't done. But so King Arthur had one that made it more like a bread, because the other recipe, it was really thick oatmeal texture. And you're supposed to be able to let it rise in your baking loaf pan up to the rim of the pan. And that one, after 3 tries, I never got it to go up like that. So it was always like, that tall. Tasted pretty good. Well, last night I tried the King Arthur and put it in a different pan, and it had called for an 8 by 4.5, something like that. And I thought I grabbed the right pan, and I overproofed it, which means I let it rise too long, because I kept trying to get it up to the rim, and it never did. So the problem with overproofing is that when you bake it, then it will shrink, and that's what it did. So it's just about this big. But it's really good. We like it better than the other one. And Jerry said last night, he says, I'd like it a little bit taller. And I thought, well, so would I. But once that's gone, I'll try it again. We kind of like it better than the muffin style, but I will try making a muffin styles before, because I can freeze those and just pull them out whenever I need it. So so Sunday was just kind of doing all that, and just trying to think what else. We didn't do anything. So he has his surgery this Friday scheduled, so I'm not for sure on the vlog or not. We have to be there at 10, so that means his surgery probably wouldn't be until noon, 11 or noon. And last time he was there for an hour later, so we figured about 2 to 3 hours. So be missing lunch. So but hopefully it won't be as much. I mean, he'll sleep most of the day, because they don't put you completely under, but they put you out enough that he said that he could remember stuff. But it's only on his left, it's his pinky, and it always locks, and he has to physically unlock it, and it's quite painful. So we'll be doing that Friday. I think Wednesday we're buying groceries, and I think Thursday he's planning on going to an estate sale. Tomorrow we will probably go down to Sisters Fabrics to buy the backing for that patriotic quilt I did. And other than that, not too much. So, but it's the last week of February, and our daughter's birthday is Thursday, and so it's just blowing by. So now is starting to get that, for me, the garden excitement and stuff. And I'm going to try growing in the garden this year. We use navy beans a lot. And I know that you can buy the dry beans and they're not too expensive, but I want to try growing the navy beans myself just to see, and see how that goes. And then I can just store them and cut one more cost down on the navy beans. So in our garden, we plan on growing this year onions. I have red onions, which I wish more of my red onions came up, but they didn't, and I'm kind of sad about that. I think there's only like 4 or 5. And the white onions, which is a white sweet onion, I got lots of those. And then the green bunching onions that they call, but we would call them spring onions, or I don't know. There's a bunch of those that came up too. And then I am doing celery. I'm doing cabbage and cauliflower, peas, green beans, the 2 tomatoes, the baby, what I call baby butternut squash, radishes and carrots. What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm missing something. Peas. Let's see, cabbage, cauliflower, celery, cucumber, because the cucumber, I basically use it to make our pickle relish. So cucumber, onions, oh, and peppers. We're only doing 2 types this year. Last year, I started all these seeds. I didn't have the heart to throw them away because all the plants look good. I had 24 of them. We're not getting 24 this year. I'm hoping to do red and orange, and I'm hoping to get 2 plants per each because we only use them when we do our canning of our sauces and stuff. I mean, if I get more than that, I will try to squeeze them in and then, you know, cut them up and freeze them. So peppers, tomatoes. Oh, I'm going to do spinach, and I'm going to do romaine lettuce. I haven't done romaine lettuce before. And herbs. I'm going to do basil, chamomile. I'm going to do a Roman chamomile, parsley, sage, thyme. I think it had chives. Can't remember everything on that, but the herbs will be growing up on the back deck. And I'm hoping to get a mini greenhouse that I can set up there, and then get the containers and plant them in that so it's up by the house. My goal would be to be able to dry them and get one of those hanging dry things, or I've seen people that basically have used the old wooden screens or your aluminum screens, and you just put your herbs on it and let them air dry until they are nice and crunchy, and then just crunch them up and put them in a container. So that's my thought. So plus all the flowers. So, but those flowers, except for the begonias, because the begonias I had to start now because they can take up to 30 days to germinate, and they take a while to grow. So just like your celery and stuff. So anyways, that's the update on everything, I guess. I got clue 5 done on my crochet blanket, all the waves and stuff. I don't know, you can, right here. It's all folded up next to me in my nesting station, as I would say. I keep putting my finger in front of the lens, sorry. But other than that, I haven't done any sewing because we tend to do our laundry on the weekends. So when Monday comes around, we can kick our feet up, and there's only the 2 of us. We don't have that much. We do laundry, well, I do laundry at least twice a week. So if we do it on Saturday, then by Wednesday, and if we do it on Sunday, then by Thursday or Friday. So, but other than that, my friends, I'm going to let you go so I can go grab a pencil, because I can't find my pencil that was beside me, so I can start making notes on the garden, where I tentatively think I'm going to plant things, and go from there and see where else, if I have room for everything. I'm pretty sure I will. So yeah. So thanks for stopping by, my friends, and hopefully you can stop by another day, and I will see you soon.